Good afternoon, everyone. I thought today I would talk about deception. And we live in a world where everybody's deceiving us. Everyone, they all deceive us. People calling on the phone wanting to buy your house. People calling on the phone wanting you to sign up for their product and give you their money. People on the internet telling untruths, and yeah, it goes on and on. I want to ask everyone a question. I want to ask you all a question about. It has to do with music. And so what is this? Well, that's classical vibrato, and then this might be what I would call untrained vibrato on a guitar. But again, what is this? Well, I'll tell you, it's the A-440, and we have certainly been hearing about it a lot. And I'm here to tell you about some more deception. A-440 is what you would get, sorry, in a tuning fork. If you were to go to the music store and ask for a tuning fork, you could. It looks like a really skinny U with a handle on it, and you can tap it on the table, and it'll ring that note. And orchestras use it to tune the A-440 on the piano, and it's a reference frequency for the entire orchestra. So we all have to have a reference to tune our music to, and all our instruments, or else it would sound like total chaos if we didn't have a reference note to tune all the instruments to. Well, now there are people out there that think that A-440, that's a hertz, it's a sine wave that goes up and down, and it completes 440 cycles per second, and that's really what that note means. I was trying to think about how I could explain it. If I go from the A note up to, say, a C note, you hear that it's higher. If I come down, that just happens to be the note, the A-440 note that's there. But there's people out there that are trying to say that there was this conspiracy, and these people that felt like the A-440 note would make people feel uptight and put them in a position to be better controlled. I don't know what that means, but my video today is to show you that if that frequency, let's say it's here, I play an A chord. Let's use an A chord, and it has a root note of this A-440. That all the instruments in the orchestra would be playing the same note, or they would be playing the same chord, and everybody would be hitting that. This would be the symphony, or they could put some rhythm to it. Or I don't know how they would break it up, but it's hilarious. It makes me laugh because I hear that, and I think that well, I heard a renowned, I'll just say a renowned Christian psychologist, retired, talking on a podcast with two young men from Nashville, Tennessee, and she was explaining that they used to use 432 hertz, and that was the God frequency, and but yet 440 hertz was somehow tied in with Nazis, and I think the man's name was Goebel. But it doesn't matter if even if Bugs Bunny was the one to come up with the concert pitch. And when I say concert pitch, it's a reference frequency. That's it. It's not the music. It would mean that if you were going to control somebody with that frequency, the music would have to contain lots of those notes. Many A-440s in that music for if A-440 was harmful. I mean, even with let's call it 432 hertz. Well, maybe that's a G and not an A. That makes me feel tense, but that G sure does make me feel better. No, it doesn't make sense. This here is a capo, so I put a capo on and I shorten the length of my strings, and I can still play that A. I can still play the A, but where I would normally play the A chord, I could play it over here. Now it sounds higher. Does it make me feel better? Really, what music sounds different when you use a capo, because the string's shorter. It sounds like it has more bounce. Like you play something in like a bluegrass style. It has more bounce. Did I hit an A-440 note? Did I hit an A in there? I don't even know. Here was my A. It was where the F note is with the capo. I don't think I hit that because I was playing a G chord, and if I used that F, it would be a G7. So I didn't even hit the note. Again, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous what these people talk about. It's ridiculous that they even talk about it. It's ridiculous that anybody would go on the internet and try to convince somebody that an entire community would need to change from A-440 tuning to A-432. And I think that this psychologist was talking to these two young men in Nashville, and I think people in Nashville, Tennessee are talking about it. Does that mean they all start producing music in A-432 tuning as a reference? The music isn't going to change. Maybe the overall frequency bands go down in cycles? Does that make people feel better? I don't know. I really don't know. But to me, it sounds utterly ridiculous. I went to electrical engineering school, and so I know what a sine wave is, and I know what frequency is, and I've been playing music since I was 4 years old, and this seems like utter nonsense, really. Um, I don't know any other way to put it, but I'm going to name uh, this video probably One Bad Fret A-440, the myth. So anyhow, I guess if all this is true, then I need to, play my guitar, but just try to stay away from this fret right here, this fifth fret, first string. Maybe I'll get some fingernail polish from my wife and put a little spot here on the guitar neck so that I know not to play that note anymore, because I might make people feel bad, or somehow get them into a position of submission to my control. But again, it's totally ridiculous, and I don't understand why the discussion within the Christian community. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus, and I know in Matthew 24 there's a verse. It says, "Let no man deceive you." There's certainly a lot of deception out there, and why anybody would be talking about this is beyond me. I grew up, they would have, and you could tune I would say Aerosmith would tune their entire group of instruments down to A4 to 32, and then Steven Tyler opens up with "You ain't seen nothing till you're down on a muffin." Well, that would still have a bad message for your kids going through puberty, whether it's in A432 or A440. I don't think it matters much. I think it's more in the message. And yeah, my parents didn't censor that stuff from me, because I don't think they knew. I didn't even listen to it when I was a kid. I listened to the rock and roll because I think, like every other kid, it was rebellious, and I didn't really pay attention to the lyrics. But I know now not to play the A440. Maybe with the vibrato, it'll, we'll only touch upon the 440. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll get a vision and get the answer. Maybe God will share more with me on what this is all about. But until then, I'm gonna keep tuning my guitar the way I always have, and but I'll look out for that 440. So anyhow, I hope I made you think. I hope that any other musicians out here that are listening to me, that that you think as well. Yeah, changing the reference frequency is pretty ridiculous. There have probably been 18 different frequencies, and way back when, I'm sure that they probably had a difficult time having an accurate concert pitch. I don't know. I don't know if they knew. Did they know about the tuning fork? I haven't done the research to be able to answer that question, but okay. Till next time, thanks. And if you like this video, please click the like and subscribe for more. All right, thanks. Bye.